Alright, just gonna get the link all shared out for everybody here quick. Alright. Got it all shared out. If you guys got Twitter, please retweet it for me. This is a mic check. Make sure you guys can hear me. Everybody got me alright? Ed's in the house. Samurai's in the house. I really need to go in there and turn this damn volume. Alright, good deal. Just wanted to point out I've made it to silver, like I'm cool and shit. Alright. Where in the heck is it in this? I forget where it's at. Chimney Tokes is in the house. Everybody subscribe to Chimney Tokes, because he's one ugly ass motherfucker, but I love my dude. That's my boy Mike. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. Alright, so I got all my predictions wrote down here, so I'm just going to go through this list. And I'm going to try and follow everybody real quick. Who didn't I hit up yet? Nightmare, appreciate it. DOA. All you guys, like I said, if you got Twitter, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Skype, whatever you got, share the link real quick. Get it out there. Let everybody know we're about to do this. So, nonetheless, I'm going to just start this off with matches that are probably going to be a part of the kickoff show, which would be like the Women's Battle Royal, the Cruiserweight title, and the Andre the Giant Memorial. Fuck off. Memorial Battle Royal. So I'm going to go right to this Women's Battle Royal. We have no idea who's going to be in it just yet. It's been announced. As far as who all's in it, don't know. And if someone heard it, I apparently didn't. Needless to say, to me, one of two people is going to win this match, and there's only a possibility of 1 to 2 different people. And those people, to me, are quite obvious. And they are either going to be Nikki Cross or Lacey Evans. One of them is going to win this Battle Royal. Yeah, I know it's predictions. I'm supposed to pick one, but tough shit. Lacey Evans, Nikki Cross, one of them is going to win this Women's Battle Royal. That's all there is to that. So now that I got that one out of the way, because I'm really not caring about the match, I'm not going to lie to you. Alright, going to what I could call one of the matches that could steal the night. It could be the match of the night, but it's going to be on the kickoff show, and that is the Cruiserweight title between Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy. Tony Nese is never going to get his due the way he should. Buddy Murphy is getting a big push simply because of who he's having sex with. So, if you don't know, now you know. I'm going to take Buddy Murphy to retain the Cruiserweight Championship against Tony Nese. And like I say, Ed says I'm nuts. I want to know why I'm nuts, Ed. You got to tell me why I'm nuts. What I say that makes me nuts other than the obvious. DOA, who? What is that? Is that a New Day reference? Who? But I want feedback from you guys. I want interaction from you guys. Let me know what you think when I make these predictions. Ed says I'm nuts. I'm waiting on an explanation as to why I'm nuts. But, yeah. So I'm going to repeat those. Women's Battle Royal. Lacey Evans or Nikki Cross with the victory. Buddy Murphy retains the title. Oh. Throw me your prediction. Buddy Murphy's with Alexa Bliss. Oh man. So Ed says neither one of them ladies is gonna win. We'll see who he thinks is gonna win as I move on to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, not all the names have been announced for this match, but there's been a bunch. I'm not gonna go through the whole list. If you're paying attention to wrestling, you know who is in this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And if you have a prediction in the chat room, I want anyone who's in there now who has a prediction to drop a name. I will mention my pick last. I'm going to mention my pick last because I guarantee you no one in the chat room is going to pick who I'm picking. I guarantee it. So I will wait just to see what you guys pick. Nah, they're gonna screw Asuka again. That's my opinion on that. There's really no point in letting her win if they want to screw that. Alright. Fuck that noise. Kane. Okay. Oh man. Well, here you go. Here's my prediction. The winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is going to be Colin Joust. Yeah, you didn't hear me stutter. I said Colin Joust. Joust. I can never say the guy's name right, so I'm probably butchering his last name, but he's gonna win. Now let me see the backlash from you guys on this one as to why I picked him. That's right, Mr. Saturday Night Live, Mr. News Dude. Oh, I'm very sure. Here's why I say it. The WWE has let guys like Baron Corbin win, guys like Matt Hardy win, and the winner has never done anything. To me, the Andre the Giant is just dumb. And what will happen with the WWE is what they're always after is real simple. They're always after publicity. They're always after putting their name in the press. You let this dude win the match, it goes all over the headlines. They talk about it on their show, which is free advertising then for the WWE. More than they're already getting. The Battle Royal has become a joke, so why not capitalize off of it with some free advertising by letting Colin win the match? Just saying. There it is, Nightmare. To be honest, it makes sense when you think about it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it's just free advertising. It's really what comes out of this. It goes all over the internet, goes all over Twitter, it goes all over everything. You got it. It's all about that. Alright, now I'm going to move on here, and I'm going to go to one of these matches. Free publicity all damn day. And this guy gets to use it for the rest of his life. I'm a former WWE, how do I say it? Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He can mention any time he wants from here in the rest of his life. So every time he gets mentioned or gets talked about, not only is he the host of this, not only did he work here, but don't you remember when he won that WWE Battle Royal? Boom. It's a lifetime of free advertising and publicity. Alright. Now I'm going to move on to a match. Yeah, it's a shame. Should have been something good to begin with. It should have been a push. It should have been something similar to the winner of the Royal Rumble goes to Wrestlemania. You know, I was always hoping maybe the winner of the Andre the Memorial Battle Royal, you know, would have went on to say SummerSlam with an Intercontinental title shot. It would have been kind of cool. But moving on to the next match. This is a match I've been on the fence with. I've been going back and forth with. Really racking my brain with it. And that is Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Now, just to give you guys the insight, I don't get to watch wrestling the way I used to. I don't get to enjoy it as much as I used to. I'm just now starting to get back into it because I got the shift and change with my job and my days. I've been off Sundays, Mondays, been able to enjoy Raw, and I watch most of SmackDown. And I just enjoyed my final Sunday and Monday off because effective this Saturday, I'll be off every Saturday and Sunday because I'm no longer working third shift. I'm working early mornings. So I should still be able to watch Raw, and I should definitely be able to see all of SmackDown now. So that being said, it's hard for me to see what direction this match would go perfectly. I'm going to say this. And I see Nightmares calling this in the chat room, saying Randy Orton's going to get it. It's WrestleMania. The one thing they love doing at WrestleMania is getting them cheap pops, that big shot, that big move. I can see AJ Styles setting up Randy Orton for the victory, springboarding off that top rope to hit the phenomenal forearm, only to get caught into an RKO out of nowhere, and Randy Orton takes the victory off of that. So I'm going with Randy Orton to win this match. And it doesn't hurt AJ Styles, because Randy Orton, if they had it in wrestling, would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the best the business has seen. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He's second generation. He's highly decorated. So losing to him on the biggest stage does not hurt his career one bit. So, boom. Randy Orton defeats AJ Styles with the RKO out of nowhere when he comes off with the phenomenal forearm. Catches him. Bang. Alright. Moving on to the next one. And like I said, you guys can chime in. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions on each one. I'm more than willing to go back and mention the comments to matches as I move on. Alright, Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team title. I'm not even going to say their name. I'm just going to say Sasha and Bayley, because when you have a dumb tag team name, I don't care. Nia Jax and Tamina. What is it? The Divas of Doom. Whatever. Then you got Beth Phoenix and Natalya. And you got the Iconics. It would be bittersweet, if you will, considering the Hart Foundation's getting put into Hall of Fame, for Natalya to win the tag titles the following night. But Beth Phoenix is only here to help sell tickets, to help sell this match. Not to me, I don't know how she does it. Plus, it's Edge's woman, so she gets love for that. The Iconics are getting the hype. That's why they had them beat Sasha and Bayley, or whatever. Oh man, are they going to now do it again here at WrestleMania? Can they get the job done again? But I don't see that happening. And Tamina and Nia are built to be this big monster of a tag team, yet don't ever seem to get anything accomplished. So I can see Sasha and Bayley retaining. And like I said, just because the Iconics defeated the tag team champions, was it last week or the week before, they're getting this push. Doesn't make a difference. Tag team titles stay with the ladies of Sasha and Bayley. They retain. Moving on. Female wins the match. What the hell, DOA? CJ's lost his mind. Is that ugly motherfucker Mike still with us? Alright, Intercontinental title match. Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor. Some of you might hate me for this. Does anyone really give a fuck about this match? Does anyone really care about this match? I mean, let's face it. What's the point? What's the point? Bobby Lashley was brought back. They wanted to try and hype him and do all this with him, and his return has been lukewarm at best. This rivalry with Finn Balor is lukewarm at best. They bring Lio Rush into the fold. It added a little bit of juice, but, like Elias said, whose kid is that? Which was one of the most priceless things I've ever seen in WWE in a long time. Whose kid is this? Let's take him back up there and find his parents. I'm never going to forget that promo. Long story short, if they really want to push Lashley and finally get him over the hump, he has to defeat the Demon, which is just so stupid. It's so stupid, this Demon gimmick. I don't give a shit what anybody says. And if Finn Balor wins as the Demon, it's expected. It's expected. So it's like, where do we go with this prediction? And it's all depending on what the WWE wants to do with Bobby Lashley. Do they want to push him up and get him moving along further like they initially had planned? Or do they want to have Finn Balor take the title? Now, having Finn take the title as the Demon, there's no harm in whatever losing the belt, if you will, to the Demon gimmick. It's supposed to be this nastier version of Finn Balor, and then maybe it gets him away from the Intercontinental title scene where he can maybe then move up to the World, to the Universal, where they would want him originally. I don't have him in that bracket anyway, so it's whatever. Nonetheless, I'm going to go with Finn Balor to win the belt, just because this is the WWE, and no one cares about this goddamn storyline because it's whack. His best move is holding his hands out when his song plays. And he weighs 109 pounds. And you know me, Ed, I'm not a fan of the high flyer, flingy, floppy guys that can't do wrestling moves. If you can put some wrestling moves in there, I like them. Okay. Now, United States title. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio just lost last night to Baron Corbin. I know they're going to give Baron Corbin this big push because he's got the Kurt Angle match. We'll get to that match here in a little bit. In fact, I'll get to that one next. So, how do I want to word this? You lose to Baron Corbin. There's no way you should lose to Samoa Joe. No, they're not wrestling fans. They're move fans. That's the difference. Ed says get over it because that's us what? That's supposed to be, that is what most fans love today. Most fans love moves. They don't like wrestling. They like that high spot in the match, that high flying move in the match. I like when the match tells a story. I like wrestling. And the only way wrestling comes back is if people like me keep pushing it down the throats of those people. That's all I'm saying. But now back to Samoa Joe and Rey. So you would assume Rey can't beat Samoa Joe if he loses to Baron Corbin. But based on current storylines, Baron Corbin, I guess, is supposed to be a more dominating figure than Samoa Joe. That's why he gets Kurt Angle in his retirement match. So, Rey's son was just brought back on the television, letting us know that he's training to be a wrestler. Chances are Dominic's going to be at ringside. So Rey winning the belt and going to ringside, celebrating with his son, that would be fantastic. It'd be a great storyline. I mean, let's face it. Could that be something you as the fans would be interested in? I'm trying to see something here, double checking something, making sure I ain't freaking nuts. Yeah. I just want to double check this before I actually say it, because if I say it and I'm wrong, then I'm an idiot. Let's see here. Control, fine. There we go. Alright, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't want to mention that just yet. Make sure I'm not wrong. Look like an idiot. Rey Mysterio, DOA? You know, Rey Mysterio? Oh, the wrestling we grew up with will come back if people like me continue to fight for it. I will not support the stupidity that people think is wrestling. Oh, shit. Okay. Now, before I keep stumbling and mumbling my words here. Whatever it is, yeah. So, anyway, I think Samoa Joe's primed and ready to have a huge title run. So, I'm going to go with Samoa Joe. And let's just say Dominic was ready to wrestle. How fucking cool would it be for Ray to win? Go to celebrate with his kid, and his kid bust him in the face. Setting up a father and son rivalry, which is not going to happen. But that shit would just be great for TV. But I'm going to take Samoa Joe to win this one. And now that takes me to Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle's retirement match. I said it from the beginning. Ed's in the chat. The second Baron Corbin was announced as the match for Kurt Angle, I said it's not going to happen. Not going to happen, won't happen, will not take place. If you saw Raw last night, as I said, Baron Corbin wins against Ray, and then Kurt comes out and attacks him and puts him in the ankle lock submission. My hunch now tells me, as a result of that, we'll call it an attack, he will not be able to compete at WrestleMania. Baron Corbin's not going to be able to compete. Kurt Angle's going to need a new opponent for his quote-unquote retirement match. Who's it going to be? Who will it be? You know, of course people are going to throw out names like John Cena, because John Cena does not have a match. John Cena might get a match at this show. We'll see. I know somebody might throw out the name of Lars Sullivan because he's rumored to be involved in this pay-per-view in some form and or fashion. For me personally, to make a prediction exactly who his opponent's going to be, I don't know. It's really hard for me to make a prediction on this one, because you would think, who's going to replace Baron Corbin, if that's really what happened. You know, if that's really what's going to happen. I want to see what you guys think in the chat room here. If you think I'm crazy, does Baron Corbin get replaced? And if he does, who you got? Who you guys got replacing him? It says Undertaker. Oh, man. Oh, man. No one wants the Undertaker in the ring, I'll tell you that. The Undertaker's not retired. He's been working independent scenes. Hulk Hogan. Oh my god, it gets better. It gets better. Go on, I know some of you guys got other opinions in there. Who's it going to be? Someone going to throw out a name like Sami Zayn? How about Kevin Owens? They're not booked. You guys going to throw those names at me? You know? Jeff Hardy. Holy smokes. I'm loving these comments. Triple H is in a match, you butthead. Chad Gable going to get a rematch after their great match they just had last week. That'd be great. But nah, it's not going to be Chad Gable either. So, long story short, I know I'm pathetic with this prediction. I don't have an official name to give you myself, personally. I just don't. People power! Ugh. Oh my god, now he says China, who's dead. What in the world is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's just insane. What is wrong with you, DOA? The Rock. Can you imagine? I would have loved Shelton Benjamin. Oh my God, that's who I voted for when they had the poll up on, I think it was Twitter, when they said, who do you want to see Kurt Angle wrestle in his retirement? I put Shelton Benjamin because of his history with him and Charlie Haas. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. You take a look at the draft, or the Hall of Fame, if you will. Hardcore Holly, the Godfather, Stone Cold. I was looking at those going into the Hall of Fame. The Hart Foundation, Brett's Alive, Booker T and Stevie Ray. You got X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and what have you, and Shawn Michaels, Brutus Beefcake, Honky Tonk Man. These guys are all alive and there. Could you see Shawn Michaels having one final match against Kurt Angle? Possibility. I'm sure he could get in the ring for a retirement match with Kurt. I don't see Honky Tonk Man or Brutus Beefcake doing that, nor do I see a reason for that. I mean, I'm just saying. Could Booker T do it? Why not Booker T? I just got a hunch. One of the Hall of Famers. I just got a hunch. One of these Hall of Famers that are getting inducted, or the inducted Hall of Fame class, one of them could possibly become his opponent if it's not someone like John Cena or, as I mentioned, Lars Sullivan. But it will not be Baron Corbin. I'm sticking to that. I haven't believed that since the beginning. It will not be Baron Corbin. Alright, moving on. Falls Count Anywhere. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. I can go all over the place with this match. As the heel, you would assume The Miz is going to win. And you know during this match, somewhere, some way, somehow, Shane McMahon's going to put his life on the line and do some crazy, off-the-wall craziness. I don't know what it's going to be. Is he going to jump off the freaking Titantron like he did before? There's no cage to jump off of. Are they going to end up in the parking lot and he jumps off the back of a fucking 18-wheeler? Who knows? He's going to do something nuts like he always does to get that cheap pop and risk life and limb and what have you. Letting Shane win does what for The Miz? Letting Miz win does what for The Miz? Everything points to The Miz winning this match. The way the whole thing's happened, the way the whole storyline set up, the whole time you were watching their angle, you thought Miz was going to turn on Shane. And they pulled the swerve, and Shane turned on The Miz, which I liked. Not many people saw that coming. But this is WrestleMania, and this is where the cheap pops always come out and win. So for that being said, I am going to go with Shane to defeat The Miz in this Falls Count Anywhere match. What's going on, TNA? Alright, now, you got Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns in this next match. To me, there's only one way. There's only one way this match is going to go. And I hate to say it, and I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I will. You just defeated cancer. You're going to defeat the Irish Psycho, or the Scottish Psycho guy in Drew McIntyre. You're going to defeat him. Plus, both these guys have much bigger futures ahead of them. Much bigger WrestleMania matches are in both their futures. I have no doubts whatsoever. So that being said, I'm taking Roman Reigns to defeat Drew, even though I hate it. Because I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan. Have always been since he was the chosen one. How cool would it be for Miz's dad to get involved and he pops his own son in the mouth because he's disappointed in him? That would just set that over the top. That'd be great. That would be freaking hilarious, Powerhouse. And I didn't even think about that, so I thank you for bringing that up. I like that. I actually will throw that in there. That's going to happen. Mrs. Dad will get involved. Mrs. Dad's going to get involved. He's going to cost his son the match because he's disappointed in him. Alright, moving on. We're going to have the match where the career is on the line. Triple H versus Batista. Is Triple H ready to just retire, fall back into the background, focus on the corporate thing? I don't think so. I don't think he's ready for that. He's much like The Undertaker. He wants to have his WrestleMania moment every year. So I can see Triple H doing this for another 3, 4, 5 years. This complete storyline and angle has not grabbed my attention at all. The whole attacking of Ric Flair and him saying, "Do I have your attention now? Do you have your attention now?" Me and Ed talked about it. When was he trying to get his attention to begin with? What was he saying prior to this that he was being ignored? Nothing that neither him or I were aware of. So, the whole thing is just, to me. This was just a way of getting Triple H on the WrestleMania card because he likes to steal the show. He likes to be a hot dog and take it over, and that's what I always said about The Undertaker. Respect the business. Respect the fact that these current talents bust their ass all year long to earn their WrestleMania spot. And every time you come back for one match on one night, you take a spot away from these kids who've earned it, and it's a disgrace. And that's all this match is. This is probably the match where I'll go eat some popcorn and get fatter, or do something on the computer or whatever, because whatever. But I'm taking Triple H to win. Alright. Now, we have 3 matches left. They're the world title, the universal title, and the women's title for title. Now, before I get into those, I want to mention matches that may happen that have not been announced yet. Maybe we'll hear an announcement tonight on SmackDown. Maybe not. And I'm going to talk about the Usos defending the tag team titles. That match has not been announced. And I'll be getting into the Revival as well, because they have not been announced for a tag team title match. This is WrestleMania, for God's sakes. The tag team division was nothing for a long time in the WWE, and then they slowly started to build it. Now they have a lot of good tag teams and things of that nature. Just to chop the legs out from under it and not have any of the tag team titles on the pay-per-view but the women's division, to me, is a little disgraceful. So this leads me to the Usos and what happened with them during the gauntlet match. They got in the ring. "Oh, you've got our respect. We forfeit." I can see a storyline coming out of that where Vince punishes them and forces them to defend the tag team titles at WrestleMania in the most ridiculous manner. Kind of like they did to Kofi, putting them in a gauntlet match. That could be like against the teams like The Bar, Rusev and Shinsuke, and who knows who else. And they have to defeat all of them to retain. And my gut feeling is whoever they set up as the last tag team takes the belts. If they do this gauntlet-like match. If they don't do a gauntlet match and they just maybe do a triple threat or a fatal 4-way, the Usos are not going to come out with the belts after the arrest and all that other stuff. It's time for Vince to send the message. We don't go for this kind of thing. Plus, with everything that's going on Twitter by Miss Uso and her attitude and her bitching, she's not helping matters. So, it's just, I don't know where to go with that. And I don't know if you guys have been catching that or seeing that or not. But she's not happy. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Some of you pay attention to Twitter, and it's been all over Twitter. If you guys haven't heard it, seen it, let me know. I'll let you know. But Naomi has been going crazy, bitching about almost everything she can think of on Twitter. Now, this could be all part of a storyline, an angle, of course, but I don't buy it. So, Usos booked for a tag team title match against whomever in a gauntlet, triple threat, fatal 4-way, something, and they lose. And that's that. Now I'm going to go to the Revival. If you guys plan on watching TakeOver, who plans on watching TakeOver? Let me ask you guys that first. Who plans on watching TakeOver? Oh, that sounds like fun. Jeez, hopefully everything's all good there, Ed. But who plans on watching TakeOver? Because that's going to lead me to my next match. I'm just curious. I figured Ed would. I had no doubt about that. Even if he didn't plan on his kids to be like, we watching it. His kids are obsessed with NXT. Well, here's why I ask. You've got a match taking place that night. And it's going to be the War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. They lose to the War Raiders. Possibly. Or do they beat them? Because after what happened on Raw last night, and they lost in their bid at the tag team titles against the Revival, I got a hunch that the Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet gets booked again for WrestleMania. And we'll see Black and Ricochet win them at WrestleMania. Now, here's why I say that match at NXT TakeOver has an interesting vibe to it. Could they let them win the NXT tag titles just to go to WrestleMania and win the Raw titles as well? Or do they have to lose at TakeOver to win the belts at WrestleMania? Now that I'm throwing both options out there for you, you're going to have to sit there and contemplate in your head which way it will go first, or which way makes more sense. But at the end of the day, Ricochet, Aleister Black, new tag team champions at WrestleMania. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I think that match gets added after what happened last night on Raw. And if it doesn't happen, oh well. Now, I want to mention this because I did forget to throw it out there. With the Usos getting punished, I can't believe I forgot to mention this because this is my feeling. I didn't even mention who's going to win the tag title. I was so worried about mentioning a Revival against Black and Ricochet because NXT is hot right now. Like I said, the Bar, Rusev, and Shinsuke, I see them facing those two tag teams for sure. And like I said, I'm expecting a gauntlet. And the third and final team the Usos are going to face and lose the tag team titles to will be the return of Sami Zayn and his tag team partner, Kevin Owens. I'm calling that now. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn win the SmackDown tag team titles at WrestleMania in a gauntlet match after the Usos get through both the Bar and Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. There you have it. Can't believe I didn't mention that to begin with, so I'm a moron. Alright. So, moving on, we are going to go to Brock versus Seth Rollins. Your guess is as good as mine when it comes to this one, because for God's sakes, when are they going to take this belt off freaking Brock Lesnar? It's annoying. I'm tired of part-time champions, and I'm so tired of that crap. The company needs Seth to win. As they like to call us, the universe needs Seth to win. The business needs Seth to win. This is why the WWE will want to keep the belt on Brock, because they don't have no common sense. But I think they finally get it. And I got a hunch based on some UFC rumors that Brock is going to go have a UFC match. I know Daniel Cormier wants to retire. I know Daniel Cormier has made it very clear he would love to face Brock Lesnar before he retires. I think that the UFC is going to get that match. And for that match to happen, Brock needs to lose at WrestleMania. So Brock can vanish into the night, go do his UFC thing before he comes back. So I'm taking Seth Rollins for the win. Now, that's not all there is to it. I think it's becoming quite clear Dean Ambrose is gone. I think it's becoming quite clear that Dean Ambrose will not be re-signing with the WWE. Therefore, there's no more Shield. There's no need to have the Shield. So, Seth wins this match in some form and or fashion with the help of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns somehow does something in this match that helps Seth win, whether it be he low blows him when the ref ain't looking, whether it's just a simple distraction from the ramp, whatever. And then Roman Reigns goes heel and he attacks Seth Rollins, setting up a feud between the two of them leading into SummerSlam. Seth Rollins wins, help of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns goes heel, which is a shock because everybody's all behind him because of this cancer thing. And now he says, fuck y'all. It's all about the belt for me. Goes after Seth. Boom. Seth Rollins, champion, future feud, Roman Reigns into SummerSlam. My prediction. Tell me what you guys think of that one. I'm curious as to what you guys think about that. No comments yet. Okay, then we'll take Brandon's comment. He says no. Exactly. Turning Roman heel from Samurai says could be huge for him. I agree. But here's the thing. You take Drew McIntyre away from Roman and you give him to Seth. What are you giving to Roman? What's Roman's feud following WrestleMania if it's not Drew McIntyre? If it's going to be Seth and Drew after WrestleMania, okay, fair enough. Who does Roman Reigns get? Who's Roman Reigns' feud? Who's he going to have? Who's he going to have? Just asking. Because this whole they need to push Drew McIntyre eventually, yeah, it's long overdue, no question about it. He should have been pushed before he was ever fired. Properly. Not as this stupid chosen one who, as the chosen one, couldn't win unless he cheated. As this chosen one who couldn't win unless he had help. As the chosen one, he should have been that good to get it done on his own. So, this is WWE. It's not going to happen. It revolves around Roman Reigns, and it will continue to revolve around Roman Reigns following WrestleMania. So if Seth takes the belt from Brock, it sets up two former Shield members battling for the title while Brock goes to do the UFC thing. Let's just say, sake of argument, Brock retains. It sets up a match between Brock and Roman Reigns. Remember, Roman Reigns has never lost the title. He had to forfeit the belt because of his cancer scare. He's going to get a shot to win back what he never lost. Period. Simple. And Drew McIntyre might be the next man up following their feud. So, I'm not going to go to the main event last. I'm going to go to the women's match now. And we are going to have a women's... We're going to call it title for title because it's basically what it is. It's a merger. The winner walks out women's Raw champion and women's SmackDown champion holding both titles. And you got the Raw champion Ronda, the SmackDown champion Charlotte, and the man, which just drives me insane, Becky Lynch. Okay, now, of course, Ronda's going to win because she's Ronda. Charlotte's going to win because she's Flair's daughter. Becky's going to win because she's the fan favorite. She's the odds-on favorite. The fans love her. So you got a reason to pick each person. You got a reason to want each person to win. Now, first, let's go to the fact that Charlotte won the SmackDown title. The only reason why Charlotte won the SmackDown title, it's a stupid reason, but I also get it. They didn't want Becky Lynch to do it because they knew it wouldn't get her over with the fans, and she was really getting over with the fans. Hell, Mick Foley went to Twitter last month and said that he thinks Becky Lynch is the biggest name in wrestling right now. Huge statement. Huge statement to say that. If anybody didn't see that, well, he said it. Biggest name in wrestling right now is Becky Lynch. Words of Mick Foley. So what you do is you have Charlotte take the title. Why do you have Charlotte take the title? because this is the first time in WWE history the women have been the main event of the biggest show of the year. So what you got to do is you got to make sure it's got all the bells and whistles. So you got the most popular female in the wrestling business right now, Becky Lynch. You got the biggest second generation wrestler in the business in Charlotte, because it's Ric Flair's baby girl. And then you got what they call the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, coming off of her UFC thing. Okay? So now you can be honest and say, here's what you're going to do. There was plans for Asuka, Brandon. You just totally don't even know what they were. That's why. Things changed, and they changed real quick. And I'm going to get to this in a second, because it's my belief it's going to happen. So now you've got a reason why all three of these ladies should be the one to win. You have a reason why all three of these ladies should be the one to get the match. They gave them all the bells and whistles to put this match over the top. So, WWE, like Ed just said, they're going to Fox. They're going to Fox. Now, let's be honest. It's time for it to happen. It's overdue, I guess. I don't care, personally. I really don't. They've screwed Asuka ever since they brought her to the main roster. It's that simple. Why are we shocked? They do that to everybody, and almost 95% of the NXT talent who is worth a damn when they come up to the main roster and get screwed. So, it is what it is. So, I'm not a fan of the women's game. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not that I hate it. I'm just not a fan of it. But it is overdue because they've built this women's division. Let's face it, we have tag team women's champions. Why is the tag team titles only on one brand? That's a little wrong, don't you think? Now all of a sudden we're going to merge both singles titles. Following WrestleMania, you guys were going to see not just Raw, not just SmackDown, not 205 Live, not NXT. You're going to see an all-women's show be formed. And it will be on Fox, not the network. Okay, because like Ed said, Ronda wins this match, takes both belts, because like my saying with the Ronda the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Ronda winning makes the most press. It creates the most headlines. The baddest woman on the planet from UFC is the champion. She's now done it all in the WWE as well. Can she ever be stopped? And now she's the champion going into their first show. Their own brand, if you will, where she'll be the champ. Bayley and Sasha will be the tag team champions, and all the ladies will compete there. All the ladies are going to compete there. Now, as for Asuka, Asuka was going to defend the SmackDown title at WrestleMania. She was going to go against Sonya, and what the hell was her name? I always forget her goddamn name, the blonde. But what happened was, they finally made a decision on this all-woman show, I think. I think it's been being discussed for a while, and I think they finally pulled the green light on it, and that's what they needed to do. They needed to merge the belts. And putting Asuka in this match, making it a fatal four-way, would have made no sense. Yeah, Mandy Rose, there you go. I always forget the girl's name because she's irrelevant to me. What's going on, Mr. P? So I feel they had to merge these titles so you can have one champion for the all-women's brand that's going to follow WrestleMania at some point. It might not be right away. It might not be within a few weeks or a month, but it's going to happen. That's the next step for the ladies' division. Think about it. They've main evented other shows before. They've main evented SmackDown and Raw. Now they've got their own belts and their own tag team division, and this is the next step. This is the next step, period. All women's division coming to the WWE following WrestleMania with Ronda as the champion, because that creates the most publicity and the most headlines. Boom. Alright. Now leaves me with one match left. And that is Charlotte wins. He's fucking done. The world title. Now, I'm not going to make a comment on this match until I read some comments from you guys. Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston. Go. Who wins? Who wins? Because I'm very curious. Samurai going with Kofi. Ooh, I'd love to see Kofi win. I'm telling you that right now. Oh my God. Ed's in the room. Ed will tell you, I have been a fan of Kofi Kingston for longer than I can tell you, and I've said it for years. That is a main event kid, and I don't understand it. Good question, Ed. It's a very good question, and that might be how long we have to wait till the women's show to start. I mean, that is 6 months off. It's a long time to wait, so who knows? I think the women's show should be on Wednesday, but it probably won't be. You know, so start with W, so I'm being dumb. Maybe eventually Mr. P, but like I said, it's Asuka. WWE don't give a shit about her. But I'm looking for some Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan predictions. Who wins the match? What's going to happen? That's what I want to see right now before I give you guys my prediction. Because my prediction is fucking awesome. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. But this is, Ed, this is where I'm guilty again of it. This is where he didn't say the N-word, Samurai. He said nigga with the GGA. Not the bad one. And I said it myself right here. I live in a city where it's used every day by every single race and no one gives a shit. Now, if you use it in the ER term, it's a little different. But to me, it's no different than saying the word redskin. That's why when you look at my mock drafts, it always says Washington football. Because it's just as racist. But let's keep race out of it. Let's keep all that crap out of it. Who wins? Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston. Who wins? How? Why? Give me what you got. I'm going to give you guys another 2 minutes. I got 53:04 on my clock. When that hits 55 minutes, I'm going to give you guys my prediction. Because it's going to take me about 5 minutes probably to explain it. And then I'll be wrapping this up. So I've gone about an hour long with my predictions. Ed says Kofi's finally going to get his due. I'm telling you, every one of you guys that say Kofi, I love it. I mean, I want to see Kofi win so bad. And I still don't understand why WWE keeps signing talent from the indies where they already have enough talent. The reason why, Brandon, I can explain to you why. If they sign them, no one else can have them. If they can bury them, oh well. It just means another company's not getting them. You know, you got Ring of Honor, you got Japan, and then AEW is on the horizon. The WWE is trying to monopolize the talent. The more talent they got, the less the talent is available to the other companies. That's all there is to it. Doesn't mean they got to use them right. It doesn't mean they got to push them. It just means they're under contract to them, and now their careers are owned by them, and the other company can't use them to make money of their own. They can't grow. That's all this is. And the talent that's out there is stupid enough to go for the money. That's all. They do own wrestling. That's what you got to realize. The WWE does own wrestling. They are the biggest company in the business. And for every dollar the other companies can offer, they can offer hundreds. They own the business. The talent needs to not let them do this. The talent needs to come out from underneath their thumb, stand up, and not take the money. And sadly, how do you turn down money? But the WWE runs the wrestling empire. Period. No one else can touch them. And that's that. It's up to the talent to put the kibosh on that by accepting less money to go other places to help other businesses grow. But I am now at the 55-minute mark. And here's the decision I got for you. Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan. Kofi Kingston will become the World Heavyweight Champion in the WWE, but not at WrestleMania. He will win the belt, but it's not going to be this Sunday. And here's why. One of two things is going to happen. And I'm going to give you the first one. The first one, I'm not as big a fan of. I'm not a big a fan of, but it works. How did Kofi Kingston get this title shot? Did he get this title shot by winning gauntlet matches on his own? Nope. Every time they tried to screw him and play him, whatever. So he couldn't get it done on his own. But Xavier Woods and Big E did what they needed to do, and got the shot. Okay? I don't even want to hear about Mustafa Ali, because if this would have been Ali in this match, it wouldn't be as popular as it is, because he's really not over with the fans like Kofi is. So we can kibosh that whole story, even though, yes, this was supposed to be his spot. Now, Big E and Xavier Woods won the tag team match, giving them the shot. Can you see at WrestleMania how they all of a sudden turn on Kofi and align themselves with Vince or whoever and go after Kofi? You know, we busted our ass, we broke our backs to give you this title shot. That's what I'm saying. He earned it, and then they always found a way to screw him. Then it took his buddies to get the shot for him to keep it. That's the point I'm getting at. So, long story short, I can see Kofi getting attacked by the New Day. And there's been rumors of the New Day disbanding for a couple months now. For a couple months. A lot of months. And quite honestly, if Ali didn't get hurt, we probably wouldn't see the New Day today. And that's pretty much been said. Ali getting hurt kept us with the New Day, because they were going to disband that group. They wanted to push Big E for something bigger and better. Not Kofi. So they realized Kofi's the ticket. So that's option number one. To me, I'm the least fan of that one. Option number two, New Day stays together. Now remember, you got Eric Rowan, who always accompanies Daniel Bryan to the ring. And you've got the New Day. Okay, you've got the New Day. Well, that's three guys. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan are missing somebody. I see the return of Bray Wyatt happening, and he stands beside his former partner in crime, Eric Rowan, and a guy he's had history with, Daniel Bryan. And we now see a 3-on-3 feud leading us into SummerSlam. Some kind of matches will take place where eventually Daniel Bryan will defend the title again against Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston will get the win, and he'll hold the title briefly. I don't see them giving him a long title run, which would be just ridiculous. And they're going to give him the belt for that cheap pop. That holy smokes, he did it. Oh my God, he's done it. Or whatever. But I can see New Day coming to ringside, doing all this bullshit. I see Eric Rowan getting involved. And then all of a sudden, lights go out, if you will. And all of a sudden, there's Bray Wyatt making his return to the company, aligning himself with Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, to set up a 3-on-3 feud following WrestleMania. I just see it happening. Going to have the 3 against the 3. I can see that taking place. I can see it taking place. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. But we'll see what you guys think about that one. Because I'm going to call it now. I don't think any one of you listening right now even thought for a second Bray Wyatt gets involved in this match. But like I said, he leaves WrestleMania with the belt, as in he being Daniel Bryan. And maybe Kofi wins the belt before SummerSlam just to lose it at SummerSlam. I can see that happening. Like I said, I just don't see them giving him a serious run, and that's a shame, because he deserves it. Bray's already got his new look. His side of his head is shaved, and it's pulled back in kind of like a dread thing in a ponytail. I've already seen it. But the look doesn't bother me. It's still Bray Wyatt. And his biggest history in this company is with Rowan and Harper and Daniel Bryan. And if he returns, that could be the guy, going back to Brandon's initial thought. Let's go back to Brandon's initial thought that it'll be Drew against Seth. A returning Bray Wyatt could get involved and cost Roman Reigns the match against a Drew McIntyre. And then Roman Reigns gets Bray Wyatt, and then we rehash that rivalry. You know, that's a possibility. He looks like Braun now. Another guy they hype just to bury left and right. Let's hype Braun up and then bury him. Let's hype him up and then bury him. Make up your mind, WWE. What are you going to do with that guy? But, so those are my predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I've been on here for an hour. Please leave some comments after the video. Drop your opinions, drop your predictions, drop your thoughts, so I can compare my predictions to your predictions after the WrestleMania is over. and we'll see just who came up with the most correct picks. You know, your swerves, your things you don't think people are going to see coming. Now today, I'm going to throw this in here real quick for those of you who do the AWF with me. I was planning on doing the AWF today, but the wife happens to be off today, so it might be Samurai. So I'm hoping to do the pay-per-view tomorrow. So my goal is to do it tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow late evening. It's going to be after my kids come home from school because I don't want to rush it, and it's also because I work tonight. And it is Tuesday, so I got to go into work tonight. I'll come home, I'll get some sleep, I'll wake up, I'll feed my kids, and I'm going to go live tomorrow evening. So I'm hoping to be doing the show around 6. That is the plan, that is the hope. And that is at the latest. I'm going to do that at the latest. So I'm going to let you guys aware of that now. That'll be at the latest. And next week, as I said, I'm now on a new schedule. I will be off Saturdays and Sundays, but I'm working from 3:30 a.m. to noon. On days where I'm not going to need to take a nap before my kids come home, I'm doing AWF. So I'm hoping to do AWF shows at least 2 to 3 times a week minimum. It could be more. It could be more. It also depends how tired I am. Like, I'm planning on staying up watching Raw till 11. When I watch Raw till 11, I'm going to have to get up by 2:30, which is only 3.5 hours of sleep. So I'm going to need to take a nap when I come home from work the next day. No show that day, which will be Monday. Tuesday, I'm going to sleep at 10. Probably ain't going to do a show Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm hoping to go to bed at decent hours, wake up and do the shows. And on days my wife's off, of course, I'm not doing shows those days. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be on the lookout for the new schedule. I'm hoping to produce an actual TV guide for you guys, and you'll know when I'm actually going to do shows. So that's going to be cool. But, we're going to have AWF Live. We're going to have the house shows. And the pay-per-view will be tomorrow, like I said, after my kids come home from school. And if you're listening, I need 5 spots to fill. I have 5 spots to fill in the Royal Rumble. There's 5 of them. I'm letting you know that now. We have 5 spots to fill. By all means, if you know anybody, let them know. Go to Twitter right now if you got Twitter. Tweet out our channel. Tell people to subscribe. And tell them to drop their hashtag if they'd like to get in on the Battle Royal. Or the Royal Rumble. Because the winner of that Royal Rumble tomorrow at WrestleCade will be crowned the AWF World Champion. It's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We will crown our first World Champion tomorrow. And anyone who wants to sign up and fill that in will get a shot. In their debut, they'll get a shot. So, that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Be safe. Remember, leave your comments after this. Let me know your predictions on the whole card if you want. I want to go back and compare. Have fun. Be safe. I'm out.